them and I don't guide them, and there's nobody that knows the vision or sees the vision, what happens?
Like everybody's lost.
Everybody's lost. It's chaos.
Searching for the pattern.
Yep. We need a vision. This is where inner speech comes in. When your inner speech can have a vision, what are we doing?
Directing.
Directing it. Brings order.
Hey, Abraham, you said a key point about the puzzle. You got a puzzle that's 5,000 pieces. This is kind of an example of how I think. You've got a puzzle that's got 5,000 pieces. You've got a box, right? With just a bunch of different little pieces in it. But most people don't look at the big picture. A lot of people just open the box, dump the puzzle pieces out, and throw the box to the side. Most people don't realize you've already got a finished product sitting right in front of you before you throw the box down. So that's how you look at your 3D model. You see the finished product before you, you envision it, you soak that in, and then when you start looking at the pieces, then you know where they fall.
Correct. Learn to relate these happenings to your inner speech. When you look at the physical world, learn to relate these happenings to your inner speech. Your inner speech is perpetually written all around you in happenings. Robert has a habit of the inner speech of working with men that build projects. So his inner speech is fairly automatic to go be able to handle and build projects. Now, when we look at a man's inner speech for his life, this is a different model that we're working on. How many have really looked at their life as an inner speech and looked at it as happenings? And how many are working with a vision? We do this for work, we do this for business, we do this for play, we do it for maybe this word, we should use it this morning, a vacation. We do it for, but we don't do it for life. There's no end game. Really think about what I'm saying. We'll use the inner speech as a guide to accomplish a project. But my God, if the project was life, what would we do with this? Thoughts on that? I'm going to go back to this mind, the stick person. It looks so simple, yet so misunderstood. We are more than what we think we are. And we really barely even tap into our abilities. Majority of the people never work towards a vision. Yet we'll use this thinking process maybe for 1 week, a year, to go take a vacation, and the rest of the year you turn it off. I'm going to work towards 1 week or 2 weeks for a vacation. So we process and we think, and we create our vision for 1 week or 2 weeks a year to build a vacation, to take off 1 or 2 weeks, and the rest of the year we're off. The mind is off. There was no definite end. This thing we call life is everything that it could be and everything that we want. If we would take the responsibility of building a vision for life. We introduced scaling for life a while back. I'd done this because I knew that something changed in me, and it was something that I was doing every day. I was working on my life. I was working on my vision for my life. Now, if you can build a plan and organize a vision for life, guess what you're always walking into? Guess what your new playground is? Your whole world will change. Why?
Because your mind has changed. Your quality of thoughts are changed, and your perspective on everything you look at has changed.
I've decided to build a puzzle the rest of my life. I'm painting it.
I think when you're holding on to that vision, I just started thinking right now. So we're creating files in our subconscious when we're creating those visions, so that way we can pull back instead of having that paradigm say we can't do it. So we're creating those visions, so we already have, like I said, subconscious files. So it thinks that it already happened. That's why you say think of the future as it already happened.
Correct. I'm always thinking in advance, but life is the advancement. It was not just a job. It was not the minute. It was not just the hour. It's life. What was my vision? To fill the inner spaces of life 24 hours a day. Not just for a week, not just for 2 weeks, but the whole year. Always in advance. Now we talked to Robert, and he'd build these visions, and he's building the visions for the whole company. We think about things that we're doing. When we're not building life, there's nothing to create. We're lost. There's no order. When we start to think, and we start to think down here in the physical world, and we start to think, I want to create, well, we've got to know where we're going. We have to have what? Order. Order is only brought through a vision. Old company says, Robert, we need this. This is what we want to see. It's his job to put it together. We always start up with a vision. Now, this thing we call life, where are we going? What are we doing? What do we want it to look like? It's the everyday acts. Act the play forward. Act the play forward. I put this at the top of every sheet of my paper. Why?
Because you have to be that.
I've got to be it.
You got to be it.
No one can guide me. No one can fulfill me. Only I can. When we take the responsibility to fulfill ourselves, and we start to build our own images, we think, and because we think at a higher order, vision is up high, and we build the vision, it will come back. The ideas come back flashing on the screen of the mind to give you the new vision. Why is this so important? Because the minute you do get your new vision, the majority of the time, individuals don't understand this. The fear, the doubt, and the worry kicks in. Why? Because they don't understand this information. In this box, if this idea is not in this box, and you don't know how to do that, yep, your subconscious mind kicks it right back out and says you can't do that, and it's gone. The vision will disappear. Or you start to work towards your vision, and you let those negative ideas control your behavior, and it takes a hold, that negative vibration, because you don't control it, and you don't control your thoughts. The negative idea will penetrate and permeate that idea, and it will diffuse it by law. You will see in your outside world that it does not want to come together, and you don't know how, but you're negative. Instead of being positive, you took the negative vibration, and you allow and you attract everything prerequisite to stop that vision from coming into reality. Inner speech is everything that a man is, and as far as a man will go. This is why my inner speech, your inner speech, should always be positive, progressive, and always imagining the things that you want to see, not the things you don't. By the same creative force, if you start to think of negative ideas, negative things, you will anticipate, you will bring forth every reason why it cannot be done. And then you'll even mess up a situation. Because you're thinking negatively and you're going to think of everything negative to happen, that's what you attract. How does the law of attraction work?
give more mass to is what you're going to form.
Whatever you're getting emotionally involved with. The inner speech is the law of vibration. Guess what you did with your own wish? You're fusing with the things you don't want. You're going to attract those possibilities into your life.
Bringing it into formation.
My mind is spirit in formation. Whatever you're thinking about, you're bringing about. I'm going to put on this video. We're going to go for about 5 minutes. Auto-suggestion. Why is auto-suggestion so important?
It's everything.
Suggestion
You can
from us.
think it into reality.
Yep. Control the flow. You guys would take notes, we'll come back.
Everything on around you goes right into your subconscious. Make certain that you really understand the power of autosuggestion. This is not taught in school. You're not taught your higher faculties. No thought, whether it be negative or positive, can enter the subconscious mind without the aid of the principle of autosuggestion. The mere reading of the words is of no consequence unless you mix emotion or feeling with your words. You may remember where I mentioned Napoleon Hill said there were 30 major causes of failure and 13 principles for accumulating wealth. Well, one of those 13 principles is suggestion, autosuggestion. Do you know, every idea that reaches your subconscious mind will affect your life and is a suggestion. Doesn't matter where it comes from, it must come through your conscious mind. So it would have to fall under the category of autosuggestion. Now, you may not be paying any attention to what's going in. All advertising is based on suggestion. Suggestion is one of the most powerful forces, if not the most powerful force in your life. Many of the suggestions that are reaching your subjective mind are not serving you. They're not serving me. What we have to do is ask ourselves, is that idea serving me? Is it help moving me in the direction I really want to move? Remember, everything originates in the mind. It's never her, it's never him, it's never it, it's never them, it's never the economy. It's the suggestions that are being fed into that powerhouse, your subjective mind. Do you know, a lot of people will listen and they really base what they're going to do in their business on the broadcasts about what's happening in the market. I never paid any attention to that. I've never paid attention to recessions. I've never paid attention to what the newspapers or the broadcasters are saying. I know that I'm working with a power that operates in a very orderly way, and it never changes. It operates by law. And when I understand those laws and understand that I am an expression of that power, you are an expression of that power, I govern everything then by the suggestions I feed into my mind. Because I know that those suggestions are ultimately going to manifest in form. Now, I've mentioned on many, many occasions a man by the name of Leland Valvanderwall, the big man. He and I became very, very close friends. He's gone now, God bless him, but he taught me this idea. I had been studying for over 9 years, trying to figure out, why was I winning? Why was I being so successful? I had none of the qualifications that the world believes are necessary. I wasn't that smart. I didn't have any formal education. I had a bad work record. But all of a sudden, like that, things changed. I had an enormous amount of study, books that I got, programs that I took, recordings I listened to. But I couldn't get it all to come together. It's when he sat down with me, Val did, and he said, Bob, look at it like this. He said, everything originates in the mind. Whether people believe that or not is irrelevant. It's still the truth. The truth is rarely in the appearance of things. A lot of things you think are causing your results, they're not causing your results at all. It's inside. It's always inside. The conscious mind is so different from the subconscious. The conscious mind is our thinking mind. It's in our conscious mind that we think. We can actually just take this power that's flowing in and create thoughts. What are ideas? Ideas are nothing but a thought or a collection of thoughts directed towards an end. But we make thoughts. We can originate thoughts. We can pick up thoughts that are just in the ether. It's our thinking mind. We have higher faculties, okay? The conscious mind is also our educated mind. That's what school really focuses on, filling up with books. The conscious mind is the educated mind. The conscious mind is where the intellect is resident. It's very important you understand this. The intellect is where choices are made of how we're going to live our life. Most people are living through their senses. They go by what they see, hear, smell, taste, touch. That's living from the outside in. There is not one great leader anywhere in any book in history, religious or philosophical, that have told us to live from the outside in. Everyone told us to live from the inside out. Go to your sanctum sanctorum. Go to the quiet place. Go to your closet and close the door. Look within. They've all told us to do that. And you know something? 90-some% of the population look outside. They look at their bank account to determine whether they can afford to do something. Do you know something? When you really want to do something, you always find the money for it.